In this video, we're going to talk about the University of Michigan, the pros, the cons, and how to get in. The University of Michigan is one of the best public universities in America, and it ranks among the top 25 universities overall. As a public university, it's very large. It has more than 30,000 undergraduates, and it's located in the small city of Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is about an hour west of Detroit. When trying to get a handle on the University of Michigan, I like to think about it like UPenn with football. Most people know Michigan for its incredible football program, the Wolverines. They play in the Big House, which is the largest stadium in America. But the University of Michigan actually has a lot in common with the University of Pennsylvania. Both have top-ranked undergraduate business programs. Both have top-ranked engineering programs. They're both incredibly social, and they're also both known for having very competitive student environments. What are some of the pros of UMich? The first is in-state cost. If you're an in-state resident, then UMichigan is a no-brainer. In-state residents pay only about $20,000 a year in tuition versus about $65,000 a year for all out-of-state students. And you also have a really high 40% acceptance rate to get in if you're from Michigan versus about 18% for everyone else. So if you're in-state, it's hard to imagine why you would go anywhere else unless you got a really good scholarship. A second pro is the social life. Michigan is known for being a classic work hard, play hard school. So in evenings and on weekends, students are out socializing and having fun. This is a school that really prioritizing having the complete college experience. A third pro is Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor is not a large city, but it's known for being one of the best college towns in America. There's a ton to do, and it's easily walkable from campus. A fourth pro is the combined school spirit and alumni network. You know, this is one of those schools where everyone rallies around the big football game, alumni come to campus, everyone really supports each other. And after graduation, that really translates into internships and job opportunities. A fifth pro is the Ross Undergraduate School of Business. It consistently ranks among the top 5 in the nation, and it is highly regarded across all different categories, although it does have less than a 10% acceptance rate. Another pro is the top undergraduate engineering program. It consistently ranks in the top 5 or top 10 nationwide, and notably, this is ahead of all the Ivy League. And a final pro is the LSA Honors Program. The Arts and Science College has a prestigious honors program that gives students tons of perks. The idea is to give students the experience of a small private liberal arts college within a much larger university. So you get special classes, you get special housing, you really get the works. And you apply after you've been accepted to the school. What are some of the cons of University of Michigan? The first con is the competitive atmosphere. Just like at Penn, students here are in open competition with each other. So most of the courses are graded on a stiff curve, and only a small percentage of students are allowed to get an A. There's also competition outside of class when you apply to professional clubs like a business fraternity. They have very low acceptance rates, which again, you're in constant competition with your classmates. Another con is North Campus. Part of UMichigan is separate from the rest of main campus. So if you happen to get a dorm on North Campus or you take some engineering or computer science classes, you'll need to take a 15-minute shuttle to get to this other part of the school. A third con is the weather. Because it's located close to Lake Michigan, it gets freezing cold in the winter, and with the wind chill, it can drop below 0. A fourth con is there's less diversity than you find at other leading schools. So at most other leading universities, including the Ivy League, you've got about 35% white students. At UMichigan, it's closer to 50%. And final con is the hierarchical Greek system. Greek life plays a very prominent role at University of Michigan, even though only about a fifth of students are actually a member of a fraternity or a sorority. But a lot of students complain that your membership in one of these organizations really kind of determines your social status on campus. How to get into the University of Michigan. The first tip, if at all possible, is to be an in-state resident. As I mentioned, in-state applicants have a much higher acceptance rate, about 40% compared to 18% for everyone else, and they pay far less in tuition. The second tip is to apply early action. When you apply early action, you may get a slight admissions boost. The acceptance rate is closer to 25% rather than 18% for regular decision. But the good news is that when you apply early action, it's non-binding, so you can still apply early decisions somewhere else. And the third tip is to beat their average scores. If you look at the typical freshman who's admitted to UMich, their SAT is around a 1470 and their ACT is around a 33. But you have to remember that if you're an out-of-state applicant, you need to do better than those averages because they're really catering to a lot of in-state students. I hope this helps. If you have any questions for me or you want to inquire about becoming a client, you could check out my video description or visit my website.